Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. This is the first layout with my splash themed collection with Felicity Jane and Freckled Fawn. So I really immediately, when I did the kit share, loved this pink floral with this yellow stripe together. So I knew I was really wanting to use that paper combination. And I just have a couple photos here of Billy in the truck. Marcus and I went to run errands and stopped by Starbucks to get him a pup cup because he came with. So I really wanted to document that because I wasn't sure if I had documented Billy's pup cups yet. I mean, I'm sure I did at some point, but I wanted to go ahead and document them again. I just thought his yellow fur looked really sweet with the yellow pops in both of these papers. So that's where I'm starting. I know those are the two 12 by 12 papers. I pulled in two 6 by 8 papers from Freckled Fawn that have that yellow in it. And now I'm going through all the embellishment I have and trying to narrow it down to what I actually want to use. So I have the Emily stuff to the left that I know will coordinate. But I'm also going through those extra bits. And I actually really like the chipboard from the Amanda collection. The green that is in the Amanda collection matches the Starbucks green really well, and there's also pink and yellow in that collection, so I'm really hoping to use a lot of that chipboard on this one. I also pulled in some scraps from another collection because it had pink and yellow and citrus fruit in case I wanted to use those. But pretty much as soon as I lay out this embellishment, I dive into that green. It's not a color I expected to use on this page. I was really thinking this layout would be just a pink and yellow color scheme. But once I saw that green and how well it matched the Starbucks cup, I was like, I have to use all of that. So I will really pile the chipboard up on this one to get that stuff used up, which makes me really happy because I was worried I wouldn't be able to get that Amanda chipboard used up after I was done with the collection. So getting it used up really early on this month with the June collection just makes me really happy. And you guys know me, especially with Felicity Jane, I'm very frugal. So I normally do not cut into two 12 by 12s right off the bat just because I try to be really stingy. But I'm going to go ahead and cut into both of these 12 by 12s and just gut a ton. So I have a massive chunk of that yellow diagonal. I'm saving the corner from the pink floral, and then I will also gut that pink floral once I just figure out how much of the photos are going to take up. I will definitely save even more of it. So I have a good bit going forward. And then even this little 6 by 8 that I'm going to use to frame my photos from Freckled Fawn, I will gut a huge portion of that too. So saving a lot from this first layout, even though I am using 3 different papers. I kind of smushed these two 4 by 6s together and trimmed them a smidgen just so it would be easier to mat them on this 8 by 6 paper. There is a little gap where that paper couldn't go all the way around, so I'm just going to cheat a little bit and have a gap that conveniently is the size of a branding strip. So I will layer a branding strip on top of the photos and it'll cover the gap that I'm creating right now by forcing this mat to be long enough. And I have this yellow floral that I think is perfect. So that worked out really well. I really love how sweet this looks with the yellow and the pink. So that's kind of the paper layers of this layout are kind of this. And now I'm trying to figure out embellishments. So I'm going to sort through all my Emily stuff really quick. I'm really just pulling out the pink and the yellow. Everything else I'm just going to tuck away. I don't even want to look at it on this layout because I feel like I already have a lot of different embellishments to sort through. And even the Amanda chipboard, I went ahead and put away the ones I knew I wasn't going to use. I really wanted to focus on the green and the pink. So this little ice cream cone I think was perfect because Billy has a pup cup filled with whipped cream. I have this little green word sentiment that says road trip. And we're not on a road trip, so I didn't really want that, but I really wanted that pop of green. So I just layered the ice cream cone over the part that says road so that it only says trip. And I really wanted to layer that with the car since we were in a vehicle. To go ahead and get all of that used up. So I really love how that's layered in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a Franklin cameo for all the Franklin fans. Sorry, I forgot he joined me on this process video. And then Marcus came and stole him. Yeah, I really like how the chipboard elements look towards the bottom. I'm going to pull in the yellow pocket card for an extra layer, another pop of yellow. And then I really like how this camera and this cactus look in the upper right hand corner. So that's kind of going to be the start of my embellishment. I'm just trying to keep it balanced now. So I play it, those move around quite a bit until I can kind of decide what I want. But I was determined to use all of the chipboard pieces that had that green on it because I didn't think I'd get another chance to really use it, and it went so well with this layout. So I'm going to trim up the branding strip a little bit so that it stays within the pink floral. And the scrap of that yellow branding strip I'll actually pull in a little bit later on. So I'm glad I saved it. But I'm going to go ahead and get that glued down. That's going to be the base for this cluster in the left-hand corner. And then I definitely do want to pull in some other elements. I didn't want to just use the Amanda chipboard when the whole point was to use the Emily collection with the June collection. So I will revisit the other things that I'm trying to use this month. But before I glue things down, I definitely want to save the pink floral. So I just marked where my photo was covering, and now I'm going to gut a section of that. So I have plenty of these two papers moving forward, which makes me happy. So there's that. I will go ahead and back this on the black construction paper too, just to help with stability and fill that hole in. So I'm just going to get that glued down, and the parts that didn't already have adhesive, I'm just going to use some wet glue. I have to be careful when you use wet glue to piece this all together because thin papers you can see the glue pattern through, but Felicity Jane is high quality paper, so I don't have to worry about it with this collection. So now that that's all down, I'm going to glue all of this madness together. I always love seeing the backs of my layers because they always look so ridiculous with how I gut and save papers. But I'm going to flip it over so you can't tell. There we go. So here are the paper layers. Now I get to commit with my embellishment. So I'm going to go ahead and get adhesive on all the chipboard pieces I'm really wanting to use. I love the camera and the banner and the cactus up there. So I'm thinking that'll be the start of my cluster. I'm really determined to use this floral and this little summer bit as well. That floral has the same green in the leaves, and the summer is the same kind of shape and font as the road trip piece. So I really wanted to use it on this page because I think it helps mimic that shape and that look. So I decided to layer them together right there. And this kind of gave me the idea to connect those two clusters and just make it kind of a scattering of diagonal embellishment. So there's a couple hearts that came in the die cuts that I was thinking I would use in that area. But then I realized I have all these puffy hearts that I'm really wanting to use this month, so I'll switch those out later on. But I did pull in that scrap of the branding strip from the bottom and layered it under the cactus at the top to bring in a little bit more yellow up there. And I think that looks really cute. Now the cactus has somewhere to sit. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down the embellishment I know I want. I went ahead and pulled in my pink Heidi Swap Color Shine. I pulled in the swatch with all the Dilutions inks. And I always forget how bright those Dilutions inks are. So I'm worried it's going to be really hard to use those this month because these colors are very soft, and I'm not quite sure how those bright Dilutions ink will look with this collection. But the pink Heidi Swap Color Shine I think is soft enough where I decided to use that as my splatter on this one. I did also pull in the pink and white Nuvo drops in case I wanted to scatter those throughout the embellishments, but honestly, once I did the Heidi Swap Color Shine splatter, I thought that was enough. So I ended up not using the Nuvo drops, but you just kind of see I'm creating a diagonal splatter across the page, kind of where all this embellishment is. And now I'm going to get my title down. I'm just using this white foam alpha to spell out Pup Cup Time. I went through a couple fonts. I really am running low on my white foam alphas, so This was the only font I could find that had all the letters I needed. So I'm just going to spell that along the bottom. I like that fresh white. I really like with Felicity Jane trying to keep it light and airy. So I always like to pull in white whenever I can. So it was just going to be Pup Cup, but then the title looked too short, so I added time to kind of make it spread the whole bottom of the photo, which I really like. And then now I'm just going to look through embellishment again to see what else I can pull in. And I think that's when I decide to switch out the die cut heart with a foam heart, which I feel like really made it more interesting. I also have the Emily word stickers. I'm really wanting to use the pink and the yellow stickers on. I'm just trying to find a spot for them. I really like the scatteriness of the embellishment on this layout, but I was trying to be careful with the word stickers that it didn't go too far. So I tried them in a couple spots, but I end up just adding them above the ice cream cone. I have one that says so cute, and then I had another one that says favorite, but I decided to switch it out for a yellow one, just so I had a yellow sticker and a pink sticker. I think that helps balance the colors a little better. And then since I had a yellow heart in the top cluster, I wanted to use a pink heart in the left-hand cluster, and then I'll use a pink and a yellow heart at the end of the title just to create a visual triangle with these puffy hearts, which I think is really sweet. So I'm just going to switch that one out really quick. I love how the puffy hearts look on this page. So I'm going to get those down, and then this is where I think I'm done, but it doesn't look done, and I'm kind of struggling because I don't know what to add that's not going to make it too busy or distract from what I already have, because I really like how it looks so far. So what I decided to do was one of my go-to things when I'm stuck on a Felicity Jane page and I just need a little finishing touch, and that is to do some hand stitching. So I'm going through with my ruler and piercing tool just to pierce holes along the edge of the yellow and the pink. And now I'm going in with some white embroidery floss, and I'm just going to stitch them together. So I'm going to do these horizontal stitches all the way up. I don't think I've ever done stitches this way. I'll either do cross stitches or I'll do a straight stitch. I normally don't do this like sideways stitch. I don't know the proper term for that, but it just looks like I'm stitching the two pages together, and I think it looks so cute. And I think that extra pop of white, that extra detail, really plays off of the white title really nice, and I think it gives just enough interest for me to feel like the page is now done. So I won't make you watch all of this. I'll skip in a second to where it's done. But I love hand stitching on Felicity Jane pages. It doesn't really bother me when I do it, but it really hurts my hands after the fact. So I try not to stitch a whole lot, but if I'm going to stitch, it's probably going to be on a Felicity Jane layout. So I was happy to pull that back in. So I think we'll cut in a second to where the stitching is almost done. There we go, and I just used some washi tape to secure the threads on the back, and that's pretty much it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.